Yo, yo. Hello, everybody. All right, this is evening session for my live. I started a room on Clubhouse earlier today, but I realized, this is actually going so much deeper than I thought, and I can't really take this to Clubhouse. And I feel like this ought to be replayable, and so I came here to Facebook so I can talk about this here, because it started getting really deep, and I was like, oh wait, no, okay, nope, let's move this somewhere else. So the elites are mad, people. The elites are mad. While I was in Clubhouse, though, I did discover while I was talking that the elites are upset because of options. But one of the first questions you might want to ask me is, okay, wait a minute. How do I know? What do I know about an elite? And how do I know the elites are mad? And I can tell you how. Well, first of all, let's back up and realize that we've been following rules. Hey, what's going on, Stefan? But let's back up and realize that we've been following rules ever since we were born, right? So the moment you start to grow up and think for yourself and do things the way that you want to do them, you are breaking rules. You're upsetting someone somewhere. You're breaking someone's standard of living. You're messing them up. So by default, deciding to do your own thing is going to upset someone. And because you've been living under rules that you didn't even realize you were consenting to, of course, elites are going to be mad. That's where you get that from. Merely thinking for yourself is breaking the quota. So now with that out of the way, one of the reasons why the elites are mad are because of options. Now, in Clubhouse, I mentioned cryptocurrency, but that's really just evidence of options. So what I mean by options is we have a choice. We have things that we can select around us. We have places that we can go and things that we can move around to help us feel more at home with our assets, with our identity, with our experiences, with our desires. We get to choose all of these things. This does not make people who only want you to sit in one pocket so that they can basically suck out your blood. This does not make them happy, because how are they supposed to control you if you have options? All you have to say is, you know what? Nope, I'm going to Paraguay. No, thank you. That's all you have to do. The elites don't want your money. That's one of the things that you guys ought to know. The elites do not want your money. They want you to listen to them. You can think of elites as lonely children that would like you to pay attention to them because they haven't had any attention. So there you go. So options is the first thing, and cryptocurrency is one of those really big ways that it's really upsetting the direction. And you can look at the news and just see how hilarious the news is getting about the way people are exercising that option. Exercising and practicing option, it's quite hilarious. It's really hilarious. They're pulling out all of the stops. They're making all of the negative comedic pulls on this thing, and it's ridiculous. It is it's a show in itself. It's a serious show in itself to see how bad and how I guess stringent and stressed out these people are getting about the fact that we're making choices for ourselves. You'd imagine that this was a good thing, and it is. So options is that's the first way that the elites are upset. They don't like that. They don't like we have options. What's going on, Seto? What's going on, bro? So yeah, the options is the one way, and it's thanks to cryptocurrency. You can see how stressed out the news, the media is getting about people going to crypto. It's like, and it's not even, again, it's not the money that's making people that's making the elites upset. It's the fact that people having access to their money is giving them freedom and individuality, personal control, and the control is what they want. They want to say go left, and everyone goes left. They don't need anyone dissenting. So and to what end? Heck if I know. Like, they're like children that don't get attention. They're like children that do not get attention. So that's number one of the reason why the elites are mad. Now, number two, I was thinking, and I'm just going to talk through this, but I was thinking that relationships is the next reason why the elites are upset. They're upset about relationships. It's an extension of options, but this one is information. So relationships really, really focuses on the information that's being exchanged. If you know yourself as a human being, you understand that information is how we move and breathe and do and be. That it's not food. It's not food. It's not like what you're drinking. It's not like you exercising and making sure that you're healthy. Like, yes, there's a degree of health, but it's definitely not the very, very particular things. It's really the information that makes the elites mad. And information is tied in with your relationships. Now, if you have really good relationship, that means you get really good information. You're good at being informed, which, like I said, it's like an extension of control. So you are upsetting people who don't want you to know specific things. And when you have good relationships, you know specific things, and you know very good, useful, practical things. Specific things. So that is number two. People are learning how to develop relationships of their own. They're learning how to really develop and strengthen and have concrete relationships with people that they trust. People are no longer just diving into things because it sounds good. It's what I want. How did you know? People are not falling for this stuff. Now, we, as a people, and I mean, I look on social media, and maybe I'm just in the wrong circles, but on social media, there are so many pockets of people creating groups. Actually, I don't even think I was going to go there. I think I was going to cover that we do still have some work to do as far as communication and community, but I see so many groups being made now, and there's so many small pockets here and there that, yeah, the information is becoming much more compartmentalized and focused, and people are really tucking themselves into groups, and that's a wonderful thing, because you're really helping yourself learn how to choose your relationships, groups, rooms, clubs. What? So that's number two why the elites are mad. This is just still running off the dome here, but the third one I am thinking was trust. So just the first was it control? Nope, it was options. The second was relationships, and the third one is trust. This one I'd love to lean on specifically technology for the reason why trust makes the elites mad. And the elites are upset, I gotta tell you. And yeah, trust is it's a big one. It's a big one because that now we're talking about longevity. We're talking about longevity when we want to tackle trust. And that one is a bit closer to money than options wise, because that's how you know that people are going to want to stay in the relationships, and while interacting with the information that they have, bouncing it back and forth, that they are also paying attention. They're feeding the beast, as it were. Trust. I'd also throw integrity in there, but that's more so of a responsibility of like the host to whom or for whom people have trust for. And to that end, I mean, people are also learning how to not trust so easily. And not only that, but they're learning the meaning of trust. They're learning how concrete and how true and fundamental and foundational the idea of trust is within themselves, not even outside, but they're learning how solid it is and how solid it feels on the inside to know that you can trust someone. I'm even learning that one myself. But it's a huge integral part of what it means to attach yourself to something and to allow yourself to have a relationship in which you exchange information. That's what's going on there. So options, relationships, and trust. And to give it subtitles, I can say technology, information, and attention. These three things are really, people are starting to get used to it. This thing that we were dealing with for this entire year and change, it is wearing off. And like I said from the beginning, it didn't do what it was meant to do, if it was meant to do anything at all. Imagine if this whole thing happened and it was like, nope, actually someone just made a mistake and sorry, we messed up your life. We can go back to living now, can't we? Yeah, no. You can make a mistake, but this is the fact that someone can make a mistake and cause this much damage to not just a country or a city or a state, but the entire world, to make the entire world flinch like that. It really shows you how connected everything really was. So when you see pages out there that talk about how connected the world is, it ought to really open your eyes to how connected the world was, because the rules were made to connect everybody in a specific way. Imagine, just think about this. We talk about the cogs that have us spinning and the wheels and the rats and the cheese that we might feel like in the United States we've been running in over and over. But imagine if the way that the system was set up actually connected us to someone in Uganda, in Russia, in London. You'd have to really take your perspective and flip it to really see, oh my goodness, hold on, the rules were that tight that what I did would affect someone in Alaska. This is the kind of rules that is now being revealed to us. This is the kind of stuff that's been happening to us. This is the kind of stuff that is happening right now. It's all unfolding. So when you see posts like that talking about like, oh, there's a mass awakening, this is more so what they're referring to. The fact that options were choked, relationships were we weren't taught how to have actual relationships, or at least the idea of relationships was in someone else's hands, and trust. And we were always told to trust, and we didn't know how to trust. But like we've become all educated on all three now, and we're becoming more educated on all three things because it's a very integral, important, critical part of what it means to be a human being. So that was my 1, 2, 3 things I just wanted to run off and that I thought I was going to have a Clubhouse room with. I wanted to bounce some ideas off on Clubhouse, but doing these lives even are making me realize a few things. I'm going to think on that. But you heard it here first. Enjoy your night.